Hello dear students, in this video we will solve some of the examples. So this is the first question. How much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm? So what is given here? Here it is given that energy source is 220 volt. So V is equal to 2 to 0 volt. Okay, now the resistance is, that is R is equal to 1 to 0 0 ohm. Okay, so how much current? So according to Ohm's law, you know that V equal to I R. So as you want to find out I, so I will be equal to V divided by R. V by R. So what is V here? 220 to 0. What is resistance? 1 to 0 0. So this much ampere. Okay. So if you solve this one, you will get the amount of current. Okay. So next question. How much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt? Here this is energy source. If the resistance of the heater is 100 volt. Same types of question. You need to find out current. So I is equal to V by R. In place of V you put 220 here. In place of R you put 100 here. 220 divided by 100. 2.2. So 2.2 ampere. That is the answer. Next question. Example 12.4. Potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt. So here this is the potential difference V. When it draws a current of 4 ampere, this is I current from the source. Okay. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference increase to 120 volt? Okay. So here you know that V equal to I R, where R is a constant. So it can be written as R equal to V divided by I. R equal to V divided by I. So if we, as we know that I and V are directly proportional, if we change the value of V, if we change the value of I, the value of V will also change. So suppose if when the value of I is I1, the value of V is V1. When the value of I is I2, value of V will be V2. So V1 by I1 equal to V2 by I2. We can conclude this one. So here it is given that this is V1, this is I1, V1 by I1. Now this is V2. What is the value of I2? So in place of V1 you put 60. In place of I1 you put 4. In place of V2 you put 120 and calculate the value of I2. Okay. Now I think you will be able to solve this question. Next example. Resistance of a filament wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohm at 20 degrees centigrade. If the diameter of the wire is 0.3 mm, what will be the resistivity of the metal at the temperature? Using table 12.2, predict the material of the wire. So you use this table and try to solve this question. Now next question. A wire of given material having length L and area of cross section A has a resistance 4. So here let us take example of a wire. This is a wire where the length is L, cross-sectional area is A. A is the cross-sectional area. The length is L, cross-sectional area is A. Its resistance is 4 ohm. Okay. What would be the resistance of another wire of the same material having length? We take another wire whose length is L by 2 and cross-sectional area is 2A. Okay, here the cross-sectional area is A, here the cross-sectional area is 2A. 2A means it would be somehow like this. Like this, the wire is length is L by 2, cross-sectional area is 2A. So here we need to find out resistance. So this is a question of resistivity, as it is given that these two wires are made up of same material. So resistivity equal to, which is a constant, R L divided by A. This is the formula of resistivity. For a particular material, the resistivity is constant. So here what can be written? R1 L1 divided by A1 is equal to R2 L2 divided by A2. So in case of first wire, in place of area it would be A, then in case of resistance it will be 4, in case of length it will be L. So 4L divided by A is equal to R2, that you need to find out. L, in place of L here we will put L by 2, in place of A2 here we will put 2A. Now putting these respective value in this formula, you can find out the value of the resistance of the wire. Okay, so try to solve this on your own. Here are some more questions that we need to solve. First question, on what factors does the resistance of a conductor depends upon? Resistance of a conductor depends upon what factor? Length of the conducting wire, area of the conducting wire, and nature of the conducting wire. It depends upon its length, area, and nature of the conducting wire. Okay, so these are the three factors. Will current flow more easily through a thick wire or a thin wire of the same material when connected to the same source? Why? This one I have already explained you, that we have a thin wire and we have a thick wire. A thin wire and a thick wire. That means area of cross section. Here the area of cross section is less, here the area of cross section is more. They are made up of same material. And if same current is passed through which wire, the current can flow easily. This wire, the thicker one. Okay, when connected to the same source. Here in this case the current can flow easily. Why? Because of less resistance. As area increases, resistance decreases. As we know that resistance is inversely proportional to 1 by area. As area increases, resistance decreases. As resistance decreases, current can easily pass through. Next, let the resistance of an electrical component remains constant while the potential difference across the two ends of the component decreases half of its former value. What change will occur in the current through it? So here let us try to understand the question first. Let the resistance of an electrical component remains constant. Her resistance is constant. There is an electrical component with resistance is constant. while the potential difference across the two ends of the component decreases half of its former value. Initially, its potential difference was V. Finally, it will decrease to V by 2. Okay. What will change? What change will occur in the current through it? As you know that R equal to V divided by I. So as resistance is constant, we can write that V1 divided by I1 equal to V2 divided by I2 because of resistance is constant. So here what change will occur to the current through it? What is the value of current it is asking? So here what we will do, in place of V1 we will write V divided by, suppose I current was flowing through it. Now as V2 becomes V by 2, here we will write V divided by 2. We don't know the value of I2. Okay. Now I2 will be equal to V divided by 2. That is the numerator here. This I2 will come here. V by I will come here. V into I. Now this V cancel. 1 by 2 comes here, which will be equal to I divided by 2. So here this is I. It is not 1. I divided by 2. So when the potential difference becomes half, current flow will also become half of the potential difference. Okay. Why are coils of electric toaster and electric irons made of alloy rather than pure metal? So why it is made of alloy? Because the alloy is designed in such a way that it will provide high resistance. Okay. And as resistance is high, with the help of this alloy, its melting point can also be increased. Melting point will be increased. As melting point is increased, its resistance will also increase. As resistance will increase, here our primary job is to get more heat, is to convert electrical energy into heat energy, which can be done through it. Okay. Next, using table 12.2, answer the following. So using 12.2, you can answer these questions easily. Okay, use that table. Now, this is all about this video. In the next video, we'll talk about resistance of a system of resistor, that is series connection and parallel connection. Okay, so thank you and have a nice day.